Okay, so a 10-minute flow for any time. This is gonna be without meditation. This is just if you want to just stretch for 10 minutes. I know that sometimes we get busy or we just need to do some recovery from our other workouts. So this is just always a good thing to do to keep our body agile, feeling good, feeling fresh. Okay, so to start, we're gonna bring our feet towards the top of the mat. We have our ankles together, our knees together. Using the power from the ground to kind of just bring your chest up, roll your shoulders back, slightly tucking our chin to begin, and we have our hands. Awesome. So start keeping our gaze forward. We're gonna inhale our arms up. Okay, exhaling to the right side. Awesome. Just feeling a nice stretch in the side of our body. You don't have to overextend. Inhaling, arms up. Stretching up, reaching up, and then exhaling to the other side. Feeling that nice stretch in our side. Our legs remain straight. We can engage our legs. Inhaling up. Exhaling to the right side. Just warming up, feeling our body, how we feel today. Inhaling, arms up. And then exhaling to the left side. So whatever feels good, breathing into our stretch. And then inhaling both arms up overhead. Releasing our hands. We're going to suck our belly button in. And then leading with our chest, folding from the hips, we're going to come all the way down. If we're still warming up, we can micro bend our knees. And then we're just going to hang here for a second, letting our crown of the head fall towards the earth, feeling that nice stretch in the back of our legs. Just breathing into our stretch, however we feel today. Some days we can go a little bit further. Some days we just need to warm up our legs, loosen up our body. When we're ready, we're going to come up one vertebra at a time. Inhaling, coming up, just super slow, super gentle. Inhaling, arms up. Awesome. For a few heart openers, we're going to exhale our elbows out, gaze goes up. And opening our heart, micro back bend. Inhaling, arms up, gaze goes forward, making sure our legs remain engaged. We're just moving the top half of our body. We're gonna exhale, elbows out, opening our heart, head goes up. Inhaling, arms up, just moving with your own breath. Exhaling, elbows out, chest is open, micro back bend. Inhaling, arms up, and then sucking our belly button into a sun salutation. We're going to exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips, keeping our chest up, coming all the way down. Hands to the mat. You can bend your knees if you need to. And then inhaling, halfway lift. We're lifting our head up, lengthening our spine. And then hands back to the mat. We're going to walk our feet towards the back of the mat. Awesome. Into a plank position. We're engaging our entire body. And then bringing our elbows back. We're coming down till we're about an inch off the mat, holding. And then tucking our toes. We're going to inhale, looking up, pressing up, making sure we're just on our toes. And then lifting our sit bone. We're going to come back into our first downward facing dog. So you're untucking your toes, lifting your sit bone, engaging your arms, your legs, sucking your belly button in into your downward facing dog. Awesome. And then bending our knees and then lowering our sit bone. We're going to come back down into this beast position. And then again, we're going to lift our sit bone and extend our legs out. Awesome. So again, just bending our knees outwards and dropping our sit bone. Engaging our entire core and then lifting our sit bone. And stretching our legs out, bringing our heels towards the mat. Awesome. Rolling forward, we're going to come into that plank position once more. And then drop down into that chaturanga. Tuck our toes. Looking up, pressing up. And then exhale, untucking our toes, coming into downward facing dog. Awesome. Just holding, finding our breath. Super gentle, just getting a little stretch for the day. You can kind of walk your dog out if you need to. depending on how you feel today, or just hold if you're working on strengthening today. And then micro bending our knees, bring our gaze forward. We're gonna walk our feet towards our hands. Just bending our knees a little bit if we need to, or just folding forward, hinging from the hips, crown of the head to the mat. And then inhaling our chest up, coming all the way up, engaging our legs, inhaling, arms up overhead, and then exhaling, hands into prayer. Just taking a moment to set an intention for the rest of our practice. Taking a moment to see how you feel. And then continuing, we're going to drop our arms, inhaling, arms up overhead. Forward fold, hinging from the hips, leading with the chest. Bring your crown of the head all the way as far down as you can. Halfway lift, inhaling, head up. And then exhale, walking our feet towards the back of the mat. Awesome. Dropping down into chaturanga, tucking our toes, looking up, pressing up, upward facing dog. And then exhaling, untucking our toes, coming into downward facing dog. Coming into our warrior one, we're going to inhale our right heel to the sky, keeping our hips square. And then exhaling, knee to chest, and then bringing our feet as close as we can to our hands. You can walk them up, scooch them up, making sure our front leg is at a 90-degree angle. Our back leg is engaged, the heel is driving towards the back of the mat. And then inhaling our chest up and our arms up, sinking down into warrior one. Just holding, feeling that nice stretch in our inner thighs, engaging everything, our core, our arms are going straight up. And on the next exhale, we're going to turn our back foot parallel with the back of the mat, arms out, front knee goes outward, and then sinking down into our warrior two. Our gaze is forward, we're sucking our belly button in, making sure our spine is straight. And then releasing that front leg, turning everything forward. We're going to meet both feet at the front of the mat, inhaling, arms up overhead. And then exhaling, hands into prayer. Awesome. Inhaling, arms up overhead, stretching up, reaching up, forward fold, leading with the chest, coming all the way down, hands to the mat. Halfway lift, head goes up, lengthening our spine. And then walking or jumping our feet towards the back of the mat into that plank position. Wrists beneath our shoulders. Dropping down into chaturanga, an inch off the mat. Rolling forward, tucking our toes, inhaling up. And then exhale, untucking our toes, sit bone to the sky. So warrior one on the other side. We're going to inhale our left heel to the sky, keeping our hips square. And then exhaling, knee to chest, and then foot in between our hands. Into that crescent lunge. Awesome. Our front leg is 90 degree, our back leg is engaged. We feel a nice stretch in our inner thighs. Inhaling, our arms up and our chest up, getting our weight centered into our warrior one. We're engaging our entire body. Inhale deep, and then exhaling, turning our back foot parallel to the back of the mat. Arms go out. We're sucking our belly button, lifting our chest, and then driving that front knee outward, never kicking it inward, into our warrior two. Breathing to find stillness. We're just holding, sinking down, whatever feels good today, and then releasing that front leg. We're turning our body forward, inhaling, arms up overhead, meeting both feet at the front of the mat, and then exhaling, forward fold, kind of a little flow. Awesome, walking our feet towards the back of the mat. 5 push-ups, just because. You can come down onto your knees if you need to. 3, 4, 5. Awesome, coming back into that down dog. And then walking our feet towards our hands, this time to the outside of our hands. We kind of have an open leg forward fold. We're just gonna hang for a second. Let the crown of the head fall towards the mat. Just feeling good. You can kind of move from one side to the other. Just feel your body today, honestly. And then we're gonna roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. Inhaling, arms up overhead. And then exhaling, hands into prayer and coming right down into that malasana. So driving our knees out. Sit bone goes down. And we're opening up our legs, hands into prayer, bringing our elbows on the inside of our knee, and just holding our malasana. So fantastic position, kind of aids digestion, honestly. It's stretching out your legs, you're engaging your core, and your gaze is forward. Taking a moment to just feel your body at this point in our practice. And when you're ready, we're going to bring our hands to the mat and then gently leaning back, coming onto our sit bone. Knees together, and then legs are going to come out in front of us. You can kind of shake them out a little bit. Awesome. And then bringing our knees together, our ankles together. Inhaling our chest up, and then inhaling our arms up. We're going to suck our belly button in for a seated forward fold. We're again going to hinge from the hips, lead with the chest, come down as far as we can. We don't want to bend from the back, so just as far as you can. And then you can grab your ankles, your shins, or your feet, depending on how flexible you are. Just feel your forward fold. You can drop your head at that point when you can't come down anymore. Just breathing into our forward fold right now. Just breathe and hold this position. You can aid yourself and kind of come down with every exhale. So inhaling into your stretch, and then exhaling, just going a little bit deeper, we're a little bit warmer, nearing the end of our practice. Gently coming back up, bringing our knees kind of towards our chest, our feet towards the mat. And then just to kind of wind down, we're going to bring our arms out. And then when you're ready, you can inhale both feet up. We're going to come into our boat pose. So if this is all you can hold, that's fine. We're engaging our core. We're balancing on our sit bone. And then to go a little bit further, you can bring your legs out. Maybe this is a better vantage point. Just holding our boat pose. We're making sure our spine is straight, our legs are straight, and we're using that core to hold our legs up. If we're still here, we're still here. Either way, it's awesome. We're slightly tucking our chin. Just holding and breathing till you can't anymore, till you start to shake. You can kind of meditate here. Okay, awesome. When you're ready, you can bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a gentle hug. And then if you'd like, you can kind of finish here. See how you feel, do a little bit more stretches as you wish, or you can lay back down into your savasana, bringing your entire body down to the mat. Closing your eyes, taking a few breaths and letting yourself melt into the earth, into your mat, to just release any tension that you have left at the end of practice. So just a gentle stretch to kind of move your body for a few minutes. Kind of do this anytime. Just breathing, releasing any tension in your forehead, in your jaw. Just taking a moment to be. Let your body recalibrate after practice. Let your body rest after movement. Taking a moment of gratitude for having and taking the time and the energy to move and breathe. And let your muscles kind of free. Awesome. Letting your heart rate return to normal, your breath return to normal. And just taking a moment to be calm. Find a little bit of peace in our day. And taking note of this peace. And I don't know, I like to take a little mental note to take this peace with me through the rest of the day. When you're ready, you can gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring your knee to your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And keeping your eyes closed, you can come into a seated position to close our practice. Just whatever's comfortable. Inhaling our hands into heart center. Taking a deep inhale. Namaste. Thank you for joining. Thank you for moving and stretching. You can do this anytime. Take the moves that you like and just make your own flow one day. Cheers.